न त्वें बाहजातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपा न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयामतः param. So today we shall be discussing Bhagavad Gita chapter number 2, shlok number 12. This is a very important shlok as Krishna is revealing another great secret. First listen the meaning of this verse. Krishna is saying, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. It means we were there earlier and in future we will be there. So Krishna has very clearly stated that just like him, we are also eternal. Even though we do not remember that we were there and we are not sure that we will be there, but Krishna is saying, since you do not know it, you cannot see the past or the future, but I can see because I am God. So that's why, for your benefit, I am telling you that you are an eternal personality. So, what is death? Why the people are so much frightened, scared of death? What the hell is this? So, death is not an entity, death is not the truth. Life is the truth. Life always remains. Then what is death? What you are talking about, man? Have you gone crazy? This world, there is only two things which is certain. One is birth and another is death. And in Geeta also it is said, Jatasya hi dhruva mrityu dhruva janmritasya cha. One who has taken birth is sure to die, and one who is dead will sure to take birth again. This is the truth, and you are saying that death doesn't exist? Yes, death doesn't exist. Since you just read one part of the Bhagavad Gita, you have to understand it in a full context. Take the holistic view. Read it thoroughly. Death is just a change of body. Death is an instrument to give you the result of your actions previously done. Let us understand it. Krishna has an energy which is called as external energy, illusory energy, or in Sanskrit we call it Maya. Maya means something which is not there, something which is not existing. The energy, external energy, the work is to create an illusion. Of course, it's a part of Krishna, but the work of Maya is to create an illusion of things which doesn't exist, which doesn't have a tangible importance. Everything is illusory. So, a living entity who is a part of Krishna, Mame Vansho Jeev Loke Jeev Bhuta Sanatana, who is a part of Krishna, who is not going to, who is aloof from death. Death means finished, completely gone, non-existent. So it covers the soul. This energy covers the soul with two types of bodies, the subtle and gross body. And when this outer covering is taken back, this body is taken back, so the soul thinks that it is dying, and it feels that excruciating pain, that unbearable fear it experiences. That experience is also false. It is like a person sleeping and having or seeing a dreadful dream. So whatever fear it experiences in a dream, or happiness it experiences in dream, it's not exactly real. It is all illusory fear. Like when most of the time people go to cinemas, to movies, to frighten themselves. They're scared to see some scary horror movie. So those horror things are just illusory. Of course, they feel when you see it, you feel it's real. When you see a dream, it feels like it's real, and that's the power of the illusory energy. And this is what is happening in this world. Whatever we feel, the happiness or the misery, they are all a part of illusory energy. That's why the happiness is fake and the misery is also fake. So there is a real happiness and the real misery. The real misery is that we are covered by ignorance. That is the real misery. Even to understand the misery is itself is knowledge. When we understand that there is a problem, only then we are going to find a solution. And when we say there is no problem, so it is no problem. There can be a problem, but we say there is no problem, then we are not going to solve it. So similarly, in order to understand that we are in the whirlpool of birth, disease, old age, and death, then this knowledge will help us to come out of it. Then we will try to find a solution for such a difficulty. So this is what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. Try to see philosophically that how birth, disease, old age, and death is the real problem. So when we are talking that there is no death for the soul, it is from the angle of spirit. When you enhances your level from bodily plane to mental plane to the spirit plane, the plane of the soul, then you are free from any kind of death or any kind of misery connected with death. So this is what Krishna is saying. So you were there, you are now. Now you can see there is no point saying you are now, you are experiencing, you are present, and you will be in the future. So try to learn this principle very thoroughly. And there is another angle. You see, when a person leaves the body, or in other words, when a body leaves the person, the soul, so people lament, they cry again and again. So for whom they are crying? Are they crying for the soul or are they crying for the body? Or they are crying because they both are separated? The body was growing because of the soul. So if a person says, no, I'm crying for the soul, then there is no point crying because soul is deathless, just like Lord. Soul cannot be destroyed. Soul is immortal. Soul is beyond the laws of nature. The soul is imperishable. So there is no reason for a person in knowledge to lament for the soul because soul is imperishable. Soul is an eternal identity just like Lord. And if we are lamenting for the body, and if we consider we were loving the body, that's the reason we are lamenting. There's no point lamenting for the body because body is changing each second. Ever since we got the body as a baby form, and then it is changing continuously. Not for even a second it stops. It just keeps changing, and the process is ongoing. So there is no point lamenting for the body because body will go anyway. So what we were lamenting for? We were lamenting because of our ignorance. We were lamenting on our foolishness of considering the soul to be body. So that's what we were lamenting for. we were crying on our foolishness. So that's what Krishna is removing, this great ignorance, that know it for certain that our existence is eternal, and whenever a person dies, just see that he's changing the body, and it is an ongoing process. And we were considering him as our friend, our well-wisher, or whatever. So this is not the fact. So what happened when Shukdeva Goswami was explaining the activities of Krishna with his friends in his village Gokul in Vrindavan, and Parikshit, who was the king of India in this country, asked him a question: how come people love Krishna so much? Why they were loving him so much? Not to their own children, or the calves were not loving the cows so much as they were loving to Krishna. The monkeys were loving Krishna so much, not to their mothers or other animals. Why? So this was a question asked by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukdev Goswami, and Sukdev Goswami explains. He says that as a human, we have two things. One is me, and other thing is mine. So we love ourselves, and we love our things which are mine. People who are mine, people, my objects, my house, my position, power, etc. Me and mine. But of the two, we love me more than mine. If there is a danger, we are going to protect ourselves first, and then our things first. In plane also, the air hostesses informs us every time that before helping anybody, other passengers, you should put the mask on your nose. First save yourself and then help others, which is quite logical. So, but the truth is that we love ourselves more than the others. Similarly, the soul is also a kind of body, and the soul of this soul is Krishna, super soul. So Krishna is the soul of all the souls. So just like we love ourselves more than our body, similarly we love Krishna more than ourselves, our soul. Because Krishna is the soul of all living entity. So this is the right understanding of the scriptures. That Krishna is the center, Krishna is the soul, Krishna is the source. Because of Krishna we are existing. Because of soul the body is moving. Similarly, because of Krishna, super soul, this soul is experiencing existence, it's experiencing bliss, it is experiencing consciousness or knowledge. So, unless and until a soul serves the super soul, there is no point of pleasure or happiness for that living entity. So in order to understand these concepts, the human body is given. This is what the verdict of all the scriptures. So it is the utmost duty of all the living beings that they should understand the message of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not for any religious group. It is universal religion. And there is another important point to be noted here, is that soul is having an individuality. Krishna says in the future also they will exist, they will not cease. So many spiritualists believe that the soul will merge in the light of God and experience moksha, liberation, or nirvana. This is not accepted by Vaishnavas. Because when they merge with the Lord, with the effulgence of the Lord, Brahma, then they lose this relationship with the Lord. They cannot serve the Lord, and they will just merge. So the Vaishnava says, "Oh Lord, please give us hell. We are ready to suffer for thousands of years, then to give us this kind of comfort. We don't want this comfort, because this will cut our our relationship with you, and we don't want that of any cost. So Vaishnava believe that there is always a difference of personalities between us, and we are servicient. We are servants to the Lord, and we don't want to lose that position. And that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, that living entity constitutional position is to be eternal servant of God. And by serving the Lord, the living entity becomes happy, the Lord becomes happy. And by seeing Lord happy, the living entity becomes happy. So this is what the heart of devotional service unto Krishna. So it's a wonderful shloka, and the principle is that we always exist just like the Lord is existing, and will always be there. And such is the creation of God, that He hasn't created death for us. It is we who has created this illusion by aversing ourselves, by going away from God. So it is better, it's time that we should turn towards God and start chanting His name. His name will bring everything gradually. Hare Krishna.